Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with the Simpler Stocks free video for January 10th, 2017. I can't believe how fast the year's gone already. I love doing this, and it's amazing on how it just seems to breeze by in here. So today it's about 1 minute after the close. We do the Gold Room Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I've been popping in and out all the time, and especially on Friday. We had a really exciting day in there. It's really cool in there. So right now, industrials, ES is down 7. NASDAQ up 16, Russell down 10. Russell really underperforming. What you're going to see here is we're starting to get some doubts about any kind of economic plan. This is not me being political. This is how the market's reacting, what Janet Yellen said, which is basically prove to me the economy is going to strengthen and we'll tighten more than we expect. But what you're getting right now is a rush out of the economically sensitive and the growth stocks. That's why the Russell keeps going down every day. That's why the transports keep going down every day. Another 81 points today. Russell down 9. And that's why the bonds keep rallying. Because if we don't fly off the handle, with inflation, then the bonds are going to go up. So just keep that in mind in here of how it works in here. So that's what I'm seeing in here. Next thing in here that I see is that the industrial's down 75. Every time we get near that 20,000, we just get hit in here. The reason I stammered for a second, I actually commented to somebody that was putting out a lie on StockTwits about CUDA, about Carl Icahn having a big stake. And basically I said, well, send me the link. And the person just bashed me. So, be careful when you look at StockTwits or Twitter about people putting things that aren't true. Always go back and back up the facts. If you want to know what I mean in here is CUDA had earnings today, and somebody was trying to pop up the earnings after the close in here. If the stock goes up, great. But I'm just saying don't go on rumors. If you see something that seems like something you haven't read before, just go and look at the historical news. Go and use Yahoo Finance. Go and use Thinkorswim and put in the news and see if it's true or not. Definitely do that. But getting back to it here, you have the Russell down 9, like I said, SPX down 8. The big thing, like I said, is transports down 81. We'll get to that in a minute. You have crude oil down 2. For a week now, I have warned about crude oil. Always the crude oil stocks. I don't mean stockpiles. I mean the stocks that are within the crude oil complex. The oil and gas stocks, they've been acting awful. Look at MPC in here. And the deal in there is if these stocks are acting bad prior to oil selling off, then oil is going to go down. Oil stocks always lead the oil futures, just like gold stocks always lead the GLD. So just keep that in mind. We had gold today having a pretty good day, in fact, up 860, silver up a bit, and you had the dollar down just a bit. Advanced decline all day was weak in here, but you had a lot of momentum in a lot of the big old FANG stocks, which sort of masked some of the underlying weakness in here. You had the VIX up just a bit, up all of 0.25, not meaning anything in here really. You had the Nikkei down 155. You had the some of the other exchanges, the Nikkei actually Japan closed today, but they're going on what they think it's going to do tomorrow. You have the German DAX, which on Thinkorswim is done by DE Dow, is on how it's represented. Down fractionally, DJ China up about 0.5% in here. Like I said, bonds up 0.97 in here, keeping some of the strength alive from the last week. So what I mean by here, when I'm talking about the VIX, I want you to see something. This is how I look at it, and you can laugh all you want at me, but it seems to work. This is the VIX on the left. We're going to put this on a big old chart. And I'm going to go and I'm going to put in Bollinger Bands only. And you have to understand that when the VIX gets like this, where the Bollinger Bands tighten like you see in here, almost every time it leads to a VIX rally. Tight Bollinger Bands, VIX rally. Tight, rally. And look at the tightness in here. The other thing you have to notice in here is every time prior to an event, the VIX has a pop. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm just going to go back and reset to chart default. First thing you had in here is, obviously if there's any kind of event, VIX goes up. Usually in October, things go up. VIX goes up. Other time it goes up prior to New Year's Eve. The VIX pops. When else is it going to go up? Prior to the inauguration next Friday. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this VIX have a little bit of a blip up into this area because of some uncertainty, because of what might happen next week, or just uncertainty. Let's just keep it that way. So just keep that in mind in there. So what do I think of the overall market? This is what I think you have to watch. Look at the ESs in here and look at it on an hourly chart. And we talk about this on Simpler Stocks all the time. What would make you think it's plummet mode in here? Nothing. Plummet mode, which is when the market goes straight down, is not the ES now. Take the ES on the left and then backtrack it 3 years daily and go back to last December. What you're going to notice, that's plummet mode. Let me take off some of these moving averages so you can see it better. Plummet mode is when something falls apart and goes down sharply. The idea in here is we don't have plummet mode now. There are three things that usually happen with a plummet mode. Number one, an event. Very rare, but that could cause a plummet mode, obviously. We don't have an event. Number two, ES is under their ATR trailing stop. We're not even close. We could go down, but we're not close. But the third thing is something you need to finally watch, and that is divergences starting to crop up. Look at the ESs last year, and I want you to keep this in mind. That's December 30th when we started really selling off. On the left, I'm going to put the Dow Jones transports. These are the transports last year. I want you to notice something about it. I'm going to put up a 3-year daily chart. Look at when they plummeted. You might be like, so what? That was a month before the S&P started selling off. This fell apart like this. This paid no attention to it until the next leg down. And then we had the big old wash. The other thing you watch in there is the Russell. And what I want you to see now is look at the ESs on the right, near a new high. Now I want you to notice the transports on the left. They have sold off 500 points from their high. Now, this doesn't mean it's a big old trend yet, but it's something to monitor. Go and put this in an hourly chart, and I think a 2-hour chart becomes a lot more dramatic. Look at the ESs on the right, straight up. Look at the Dow Jones transports on the left, straight down. This can last for a while like you saw last year. But I think if you break that 9,000 level, that becomes a big old pattern that has to be paid attention to. And I'm going to be watching that very carefully. The other thing I'm going to be watching is the Russell. Dow Jones transports, economically sensitive. Dow Jones, believe it or not, the Russell to me is composed of growth stocks. It actually is economically sensitive as well. Look what this looks like on a daily chart. Still could be a bull flag for all I know. But if it breaks this 1350, that gets invalidated. Then you have two major indexes that are starting to roll over. I think it becomes very important. So just keep that in mind the next couple of days. Now, a lot of people ask, do we still have the $7 30-day trial? And for now, we do. For $7, you get access to the Simpler Stocks silver side, not the gold. That includes a chat room in the morning from 9 to 10 a.m. You get a premium video, a lot more in depth than what you're hearing now. And you get email alerts. Email alerts. Every morning I give at least 6 stock trades and chart ideas, at least 6 index and futures charts, and I post unusual option activity when I see it. I posted one on Friday before the close in RICE. RICE today got torpedoed, and a lot of people that bought those puts on Friday doubled their money. So that was pretty exciting in there. If you want to know what I mean, it came out on Friday. This is not a hindsight trade. I hate hindsight trades. Go into this and look. Big put buyer in Rice. Just keep that in mind in there and it'll work like a champ. So I hope everybody's enjoyed this video. Have a great night and I will talk to you tomorrow.